So for this circuit we need to find the resistance seen from terminal AB, RAB, which we call RAB. So when we look at this circuit, it may appear that there are some delta connections, but we will try to solve this first, and then we will see where it takes us. So when we look at the right hand side, most right hand side here, we can see that these 35 ohms and these 40 ohms, these two are in series and then coming in parallel with 50 ohms. This is, if we don't need a delta connection, we would need a delta connection if there was a resistance here, something like that. So that's not there, so that's fine. So 35/40 is becoming 75 ohms. I probably can draw the circuit again, but it will be repetitive. So also here, this 9 ohms and 18 ohms, these two are in parallel, so there is nothing else. So we can just get rid of the two resistance with just one. So 18 and 9 parallel combination will be 18 times 9 divided by 18 plus 9, which is 27, and that gives us 6. So 3 6, so that's 6 ohms there, and this is 30 ohms, this is 10 ohms, this is 5 ohms, and here we have 10 ohms again, and we have that 60 ohms there, and here we have 75 ohms, and there we have the 20 ohms, sorry, like that. And this 75 and 40 is becoming 35 and 40 is becoming 75 and coming in parallel with 50. So those two becoming 75 times 50 divided by 75 plus 50, which is 125. So we get here 2 5 and then 15, so we get 30 here. So 30 ohms. 75 and 50 parallel combination is 30 ohms. 75 times 50 divided by 75 plus 50. So you can check yourself. So this is what we get, and then after that again we can see that these 20 ohms and these 30 ohms, they are coming in series, of course. So 30 plus 20 is becoming 50 again, and 50 and 75 again the same thing, 50 resistance. So what I was trying to say, let's get rid of these two resistances with just one. So that's becoming 50 ohms, and then we can see that this 75 ohms and this 50 ohms, these two are coming in parallel just before, and we just calculated that 75 times 50 divided by 75 plus 50, and we get 30. 75 times 50 and then 125. So here we have 2, here we have 5, so we get just what's that, so we get 15 there, and then we get 30 after this cancelled. So 30 ohms, these two can be replaced by a 30 ohms resistance. So I will just erase this part, and then maybe I will start drawing again. So here we have 30 ohms now. After that, what we have, I will probably draw again a little bit. So that's 10 ohms, that's 5 ohms, that's 30 ohms, 5 ohms, that's 30 ohms, that is a 6 ohms there, sorry, and then we have the 60 ohms there, but this 30 and this this 10 and this 30, they are coming in series, so becoming 40, and then we have here we have this thing, and then we have 40 ohms, so 40 ohms, and then we have 60 ohms. So that's that 60, and 10 plus 30 is 40. So 60 and 40, these two are in parallel again. So 60 times 40 divided by 60 plus 40, which is 100, so we get 24. So this is becoming 10 ohms, and then 30 ohms, then 5 ohms, 5 ohms here, 30 ohms there, and then we have the 6 here, and 60 and 40 is becoming 24. so we can just write one resistance as 24 ohms. So now we can see this 6 ohms plus 24 ohms, these two are in series again, so that is becoming 30. As a result we are getting a 30 here. I will just erase probably, and this resistance is becoming, so the 6 and 24 in series becoming 30 ohms, and we have a 30 ohms and another 30 ohms in parallel, two 30 ohms in parallel, which will essentially give us we know that half of that, so 15 ohms. So we can get rid of these two resistors since they are in parallel, so these two are gone and just one resistance, that is 15 ohms. By the way, when we have to solve this problem in an exam, we can't just erase things, of course. We have to draw it over and over again, and that is a part of the test. So whatever test we have to sit for, there will be we may be asked that what's the equivalent resistance, and we have to draw each steps by wherever I'm erasing, that part will have to be a new step without the erasing, of course. I hope that's clear. So this is just, I'm trying to save some space and I'm just trying to explain, so that's why I'm doing it. And yeah, so so this is 15 ohms, and now it's probably very obvious because these three are in series, 10 ohms, 15 ohms and 5 ohms, which gives us again 30 ohms basically. So that is our RAB, that is seen from that terminal AB. That was always the terminal AB, and yeah, everywhere. And so this is the result, 30 ohms.